Good morning, everybody. Here's your morning update. The crazy continues in the world of TDS. Okay, so Stephen Colbert, however you pronounce it, he used to be funny. But then his TDS, his Trump derangement syndrome, got him so cuckoo bananas that he ceased being funny, and all his show ever was Orange Man Bad, Orange Man Bad. And the United States of American people don't care no more about Orange Man Bad. Stephen Colbert, you should have got a new joke because, yeah, that one got played too much. Now, the funniest thing about this whole thing, though, is you got to look and see how these people are protesting, these paid protesters. And by the way, anyone who holds up a sign like this one woman does that says 8647, they should be arrested and charged with treason. That old lady should be arrested and charged with treason for being like she's being.
This is just
And we definitely don't want Colbert to stay.
proof that these people get paid. Somebody is paying.
Of course somebody's paying. By the way, shout out to the Quarterland, the best place to get your updated news. Give him the love, show him the love, give him the like, give him the subscribe. Check him out, the Quarterland, on YouTube. Thank him for bringing the story.
How many jabs do you got?
That lady, this lady right here, DOJ, go get this lady, please, because anybody who holds up a sign like she did, disgusting, shame on her. I want her out of New York City. She does not belong in New York. She's not a New Yorker. She's a piece of garbage for doing that. You do not hold up a sign like that. Shame on you.
Oh, an 8647 sign.
These people are not New Yorkers. I don't know who they are, but they're not New Yorkers because a true New Yorker doesn't act like that.
Ooh.
Oh, that's right. She's not a true New Yorker. She's a leftist lunatic, her and her husband, apparently, because that looks like he was staying there. Late Show with Stephen Colbert. You want to know why he was canceled? Because he cost his company $40 million. He lost $40 million. How the hell do you lose $40 million?
I mean, first of all, look, I know that late night television wasn't going to last forever. Like, I get that.
Of course, TV. Listen, if you're not on an app, you ain't getting watched. I don't even have regular TV. All I have is YouTube and apps. That's it. Does anybody even watch TV anymore? Like, really watch actual TV? Like, when I was growing up, my parents would sit up and watch the primetime shows, the late night shows with Stephen Colbert or the late with Jon Stewart and all this other stuff. Does anybody actually even do that now? No. Hence why he's lost his company $40 million. Hence why he was fired. Had nothing to do with Trump. Had to do with the company. You want to blame anybody? Blame his company.
But the idea that, these people were heroes is a joke. The reason that they think they're martyrs show how.
Stephen Colbert, you are not a martyr. You are a moron for saying that. First of all, please, you're acting like Trump fired you. Trump had nothing to do with you being fired. You had everything to do with you being fired because you cost your company, you lost $40 million. How do you lose $40 million on what's supposed to be a popular show? You didn't. That's why. That wasn't Trump. It was you.
Delusional people like Stephen Colbert and Jon Stewart really are.
Yeah, what is going, like, they got older and they completely lost their mind because they used to be funny. Jon Stewart was hysterical. Stephen Colbert was so funny. But then TDS, Trump Derangement Syndrome, got in their brains and they lost it. They went so far left that they stopped being funny and just started, everything was about Trump, Trump, Trump. Orange man bad, Trump, 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 orange man bad. Everybody doesn't care. When we tune into you, we don't want to hear about Trump and Orange Man bad. We want to hear funny jokes.
Like, you have to be completely insane to think that you have any impact on society.
Back to the quarter line.
Colbert almost certainly paid for this. By the way, Medicare for all. Yeah, who's going to pay for that?
Medicare for all. Who's paying for that? Exactly. Who's paying for that? These people with their ideology with this free health care for everybody. Do you want to know what free health care looks like for everybody? Imagine this scenario. Your child comes down sick with whooping cough. I don't know. It's some childhood disease. You call to schedule an appointment, an emergency appointment, because your kid's got this whooping cough. They can't see you for at least a year. Why? Because they're booked salad, because everybody is seeing the same doctor because it's free. Everybody who has had that type of insurance, the free healthcare for all type of thing, they will tell you it does not work, because the only thing that ends up happening, okay, the only thing that ends up happening is you end up, excuse me, sorry, you end up waiting forever to get into the doctors. What happens when people need a doctor or have to have a doctor? You're waiting 7-8 months for an appointment. You know what I mean? You're literally waiting 7-8 months for an appointment to a year out because the doctor's booked with other patients. That's what free healthcare looks like, okay? So, and you still have to pay for it. You don't pay for it. The taxpayers pay for it. It comes out of the taxes. So all this, just like this Mamdani, or whatever his name is, he has these grandiose ideas. Oh, free, affordable housing for everybody. Who's paying for that? There is nothing in this world that is free. And if it is, there's a catch involved. Trust me. He has grandiose ideas. Will they work? No. What will happen? Oh, you defund the police. What happens? Direct result, crime skyrockets. It's happened before. Free housing. Who pays for that? Oh, the taxpayers. Taxes go up. People leave New York. It's that simple. Hold on. Sorry about that. Had to grab my pup. So this whole thing with this Zoran Mamdani, I'm not trying to mispronounce his name on purpose. I can't say it properly, but the point is that he has all these grandiose ideas. They will not work. It's been proven. Big cities, major metropolitan cities like New York City can't do things like he wants to do. The crime rate spikes, goes through the roof. We've seen it happen. We've seen it. Hold on one second, guys. Anyway, sorry about that. My pup is being a little confused today. She's old. She has, remembering issues, puppy Alzheimer's, I don't know. But yeah, she just gets confused sometimes. But the point is that these people want to protest. They want to put up their signs, Medicare for all, free healthcare for all. It does not work. Defund the police does not work. None of that works. Sanctuary states do not work. sanctuary cities. Do not work. Why? What happens is because you, by having these policies, allow dangerous criminals back onto the street, and then guess what? They commit another crime against an innocent person. No, stupid TV. Hold on, guys, 1 second. Sorry about that, guys. I had to reload the whole show, because the whole video, because my TV's stupid. Anyway, let's get back to the video on his unhinged Stephen Colbert rant.
Here's that last Monday. Fox News fired Tucker Carlson. I can't believe. I finally get to say that on TV. I've been holding this in for a week. I feel like I just had the best pee of my entire life.
All right, let's skip ahead a bit. And of course, as I was saying, shout out to the Quarterland for bringing this.
This is just proof.
Colbert stays, Trump must go. Colbert stays, Trump must go. That's the best chance you guys got. If you're going to be paid to protest, at least, minimum, try to do a good job. And if you're paying to have people protest for you, you got to pay them a little bit more than $2 an hour. Otherwise, they sound like this.
That these people get paid.
All right, let's get back.
Colbert forever. How many jabs do you got? Ooh, an 86-47 sign. Ooh. In the name of humanity. In the name of humanity, what? A boring, unwatchable late night television show. I mean, first of all, look, I know that late night television wasn't going to last forever.
Okay, basically, he just tells his opinion on that, which is true. That we all knew late night TV wouldn't last, especially with all the everything with the apps and everything else that's been going on. But you gotta have some entertainment value there as well, not just Orange Man bad, because that was strictly his show. Everything, literally every night, apparently, was Trump bad, Trump bad, Trump bad. And that's the best chance you guys got. Pathetic.
Bowing in submission.
Cowardly bowing in submission.
CBS. What are these? Like, I get it. These people are paid to be there. They're, weird and sad.
CBS, you did the right thing because Stephen Colbert sucked. Sorry, Mr. Colbert, but once you got your TDS, you kind of went over the deep end. And everybody, let me say this about the mainstream media. Every single mainstream media host, TV personality, anybody like that, if you go on your primetime show and the entire time talk about how Trump bad, you're going to end up like that.
$50 million a year.
Canceled.
Is not a good enough reason to stop something. I understand that when you understand who these people are. These people are fans of socialism. So the idea of capitalism, profitability, is a completely foreign.
You gotta love this TNR. I don't know who it is. Some obviously leftist thing, this Daily Blast with Greg Sargent, July 21st, 2025 podcast transcript. Trump's vile new Colbert smear reveals firing darker aim as Trump gleefully responds to ending the Colbert show with a vile new smear. The pro-democracy advocate explains how all this exposes the president's broader authoritarian scheme. First of all, you moron. Understand, when you lose $40 million a year for your company's probably going to fire your ass. Okay? And no, sir, that he was not fired so Trump can cow the media, I guess. I don't even know what you mean by that, but whatever. The point is that's not why he was fired. He was fired because he lost his company, CBS, $40 million a year because nobody watched his show. Because all he did was talk about Trump, 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 Trump. And people are tired of listening to Orange Man bad, Trump bad, Orange Man bad, Trump bad. Because nobody is that bad. Jesus. Anyway, back to the video.
Completely foreign thing to them. They have no idea about profit or how.
And once again, shout out to the Coeur d'Alene for always bringing the greatest stories. Check him out and show him the love.
Capitalism, that's a problem. As Trump gleefully responds to ending COVID.
All right, let's skip ahead a little.
Previously, what? 2 million viewers instead of 2. I'm interested in being affiliated with somebody who thinks the success formula was inverted. CBS has canceled The Late Show, and it's possible that in doing so, it has destroyed The Late Show entirely. Since the news promulgated that entertainment analysts have been busy looking for the weapon that caused the destruction, some have suggested Donald Trump, others have pointed to the political climate or the state of the TV market.
No, I'll tell you what it is. The American people are tired of listening to every TV personality going, Trump bad, Trump bad, Trump bad. Find a new story.
Economics of producing a spectacle in contemporary New York City. My choice is less complex. The executioner was simply Stephen Colbert. As the host of the late night show, Stephen Colbert was annoying.
Yes.
In a palpable sense. He hectored, he sneered, he gay-kept for a narrow group of people.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is exactly what I think the general sentiment is.
Yep.
2025 IRS.
He had a very small audience, his little chamber that he liked to talk to, and all he said was Trump bad, Trump bad, Trump bad. He was an elitist snob.
He gay-kept a narrow, pious worldview. Above all that.
All right, I'm going to read this to you because it's good. Okay, CBS has canceled The Late Show. It is possible in doing so, it has canceled The Late Show too. Okay, since the news was promulgated, entertainment analysts have been busy looking for the weapon. Some have suggested Donald Trump, others have pointed to the political climate or the state of TV market or the economics of producing a spectacle in the contemporary New York City. My choice is less complex. The executioner was Stephen Colbert himself. As the host of The Late Show, Stephen Colbert was annoying in a direct and palpable sense. He hectored, he sneered, he gatekept for a narrow, pious worldview. And above all else, he sacrificed jocosity for ideology. I have no idea what he means by that. Okay. A trade that never ever pays. Under Colbert's inadequate leadership, the program called to resemble the sort of bedeviled mutt that one might expect if one were to instruct artificial intelligence to produce a chat show, having trained it solely on old episodes of The View, which is true. Not only did the product fail to look like America, its architects neither knew what America looked like nor wanted to know what America looks like. It was insular, smug, and self-serious. And worst of all, it's routinely committed the only mortal sin in show business. It was boring. Most of it was directly Colbert's fault. The rest was indirectly Colbert's fault. Many of the postmortems have noted correctly that Colbert was obsessed with a particular strand of American politics. And that, in addition to giving the show a dull, Manichaean tone, this obsession led him to offer up a surfeit of left-leaning politicians as his guests. What has received less attention is that his non-political invitees were also perpetually dreary. And it goes on from there. So it kind of looks like Stephen Colbert ended his own career. So let's try to skip ahead a little to see if he goes down to the rest of the article.
Neither knew what America looked. It was boring. Most of this was directly.
All right, here we go. Here's the rest of it. Why? Because in the environment that is Stephen Colbert's of the world have created, they have no choice but to be so. It is indeed true that the death of a movie star system has made light shows more difficult to stage. But in the grand scheme of things, that is the red herring. A media universe that was engineered by the likes of Stephen Colbert was always destined to be a media universe in which interesting people seductively avoided saying anything of consequence, and in which those who tried to say compelling things were swiftly cut off at the pass. Ultimately, the problem was of demand, not of supply. I have often observed how particular in that the two most cramped and censorial industries in the United States, the media and the universities, are the two that by rights one would expect to be most freewheeling. I shall offer that observation again here. Go back and watch some of the Johnny Carson's interviews from the 70s, and you will notice how generous the man was in both style and substance. Into his studio came the eclectic parade of guests and interlocutors, or whatever, and irrespective of their foibles, eccentricities, or perspectives, Carson treated them all in the same affable way. Night in, night out, he asked gentle, empathetic, open questions and then waited calmly for the answers.
Colbert's.
All right, let's skip ahead to get to the rest of the article.
Why? Because in an environment to be a media universe in which interesting people. The problem was of demand, not supply. I mean, you look at here.
Okay, so he cut off the rest of the article, but you could find it on the New York Post, I think, is where it was. But he actually called himself a martyr. Mr. Colbert, you are not a martyr, sir. You are definitely not a martyr. The only thing you were was boring. You weren't funny. There was nothing funny about your show. And believe me, I used to watch your show when you were funny. Everybody needs to understand something. The media needs to understand something. Or movie stars, actors, actresses, whoever. If you get on and do your TDS, Trump Derangement Syndrome, all over the air every single night, you're going to end up like Stephen Colbert. Because people don't want to watch it anymore. Do you understand? We are tired of hearing Trump bad and all the reasons Trump is bad. He is now the president of the United States. Get over it. We're tired of listening to it. Move on. There's a lot more important issues going on in the world, like immigration and the failed immigration policies of the Biden administration. Okay. Number two. We're tired of listening to how bad Trump is. We're tired of it. You want to know why? Because it's over with. He's president. Get over yourselves. Please. Stop this nonsense. Trump isn't going anywhere. Okay? He's the president. He's not magically going to disappear, and nobody's going to do what you want them to do. So shame on you for even thinking it with that with the 8647 sign. Shame on you. I hope you get arrested and charged with being stupid. Anybody who... This is for my fellow New Yorkers. Think about how incredibly bad everything has been going over the past 4 years. And then look at who our president and our leader was. All that shit back in 2016 turned out to be all lies. The whole Russia thing. Now we're going to see Barack Obama probably going to jail, or at least going to be in charge. And for that whole Russia collusion thing, everything is coming out. Everything. And Trump is bringing the receipts this time. So basically, y'all are just looking stupid, right, left, and center. And that's for the protesters, because seriously, you guys are looking kind of dumb when everything is being proved in Trump's favor. And you are sitting there holding your little sign, 8647, and Colbert forever, and all this other stupid nonsense. Stop. Stop. We don't care. We have enough issues in this country right now that you going, Trump bad, Trump bad, Trump bad. Guess what? We don't care. Just like Sonny Holston had a temper tantrum meltdown because Stephen Colbert was fired. What, you got the hots for him? Because, I mean, wow. I never saw somebody so upset over somebody else being fired. Don't worry, The View. You're next. I hope. Because I can tell you what right now. That show is worse than the Colbert Show. They are the biggest bunch of radical leftist lunatic R words. You know, the starts with a sounds like ace, ends in ist, that I have ever seen in my entire life. Sonny Holston shouldn't even be allowed on TV with her comments that she's made. So she should be next. The whole show, The View, should be next. So please, cancel that. CBS is doing the right thing. Stephen Colbert is no more. Who's next? And yeah, the view. Please let the view be next. Please. Anyway, guys, this is a message to all the media out there. Stop with the TDS. We don't care anymore. Trump's popularity is just the same as it's always been. And his supporters are not leaving in droves. Okay? We may not agree with everything he does. We may not agree with everything he says. But the majority of the country still agree that he is the best man for this job at this time. And you all need to get over yourselves because we are so tired of listening to this TDSBS. Okay? Anyway, guys, that's it for now. I'll be back with more later. Peace, love, and happiness and all that good stuff. And remember, be kind to one another because life's too short for all this bullshit. And listen, when it comes to things like the media, go to multiple sources. Go to multiple places. And you will see how the news reacts differently to different stories, whether they're left-leaning or right-leaning. And this is not a sponsorship, but Ground News, I hear, is a very good source for information. They go right down the middle. They don't go to the left. They don't go to the right. They're kind of strictly in the middle. So check them out. And again, shout out to the Quarterland. Show them the love, give them the like, give them the subscribe, and don't forget to like and subscribe here too. Help me get to 80 so we can go live. Anyway, guys, I'll catch you later, and thank you again to all my subscribers. I could not be me without you, so I really appreciate it. Peace, love. Thanks, guys.